Okay, guys, I want to welcome you to this final lesson. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to make this very, very clear. Inside of this journey and inside of your life, there are always going to be problems. That is inevitable. That is absolutely inevitable. But the one determining factor that's going to allow you to succeed is having the ability to gain perspective, to have the ability to remove the emotion and to begin to look at the facts. You know, you might have a week where you don't lose any weight. The story is, I didn't lose any weight. I feel like a failure. I feel disappointed. The fact is that you may not have planned. The fact is that you may have only tracked 2 days out of 7. The fact is that you may not have got your exercises done. And if you begin to live inside of the stories, if you begin to live inside of the feelings, you're not going to be able to move forward. It's going to keep you trapped inside of emotions. And this is inevitable as you come inside of this journey. There is always going to be this door. There's always going to be this door of pain and the resistance, and you have a choice. You only got 2 choices. You can either push through that pain, push through that resistance to get to the other side, to grab the gemstone, or you can retract. You can retreat, and you can tell yourself a story as to why you can't do it and wondering why you cannot move forward. And the fact of the matter is that this inside of your life, inside of my life, there are always going to be problems. Problems are inevitable. Based on these problems, it's going to trigger an emotion inside of your mind. This emotion is going to create a story and a belief, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. But understand that every single story that you create is forming a belief, and you will act in accordance to that belief. And this is the biggest thing that caused a lot of people to fail, is they do not gain perspective to look at the other side of the cube, to remove the emotion and to look at the facts. Because as you begin to look at the facts, you're going to have clarity. It's the clarity that's going to give you the certainty that you need to take action. And as we all know, the only way that you can get results is by taking action. But guess what? It all starts from your problems. And if you can't deal with problems, you are absolutely screwed. If you cannot deal with problems inside of your life, inside of this journey, you're going to continue this pattern of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, being tired of this emotional spiral, blaming, complaining, living in blame, and not actually moving forward. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the pain and gains action sheet, and I want you to do any time inside of this journey, any time inside of your life that you encounter a problem and it triggers an emotion, I want you to go straight to this action sheet and get to the truth. I want you to uncover reasons and find evidence to say otherwise, to say that you are capable, to say that you are good enough, because once again, the fact is going to set you free. Looking at the facts and the data right in front of you is going to set you free. But if you're living in the emotions, if you're living inside of a story, inside of the fairy tale land, you're not going to be able to move forward. You're going to retract, you're going to retreat, you're going to go back to where you started. Then you're going to tell yourself a story which is going to reinforce reasons as to why you can't move forward. So guys, I want you to read through the pain gains action sheet right now. And anytime that you encounter a problem and it triggers an emotion, I want you to go down and complete this right away.